Behind the Veil. Oh, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Behind the Veil, a show that provides insight into the world of weddings. I'm your host, Keith Willard. Welcome back to the show. Today, it's all about the bubbly. I mean, there is not a beverage in this world that is more appropriate for more occasions than a beautiful bottle of cold bubbly. Weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, even a new car, everything seems to be appropriate for this kind of beverage. And so I'm very excited to have Carolyn Mariani, who is the brand ambassador for Bottega, and let me get this right, Bottega Distillery and Winery. I'm going to introduce her shortly, but before I introduce her, let me bring on Marcy Gutenberg with an affair to remember by Marcy. Hi, Marcy.
Hi, Keith.
Oh my God, I'm so excited about this.
I know. I am like elated. I mean, this is just exciting. We got our special deliveries yesterday.
Well, and that's what I just love the fact that they hand deliver these cute little bottles to us. I mean, do you have your little bottle?
So sweet. So sweet. Beautiful. Are they not gorgeous?
They're just gorgeous. And I just love these. And the fact that, you know, these are not like sample sizes. You can get these for other things, but we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But, you know, let me introduce Carolyn Mariani, who, let me bring her on right now. Carolyn Mariani. Carolyn, it is great to have you on the show. I know that this, like, after enjoying more than 20 years with duty-free industry, and I was with you.
Yes, you were. Thank goodness.
Right, for several of those years. But now that you've taken on the role of brand ambassador of Bottega, I mean, no small feat. I'm just saying. I mean.
Well, thank you. No, I know. It's pretty wild. They created the role. It's a new role for the company in the Americas to help them grow their market share and spread awareness about the product. So,
well, tell us a little. Well, tell us a little bit about the company. What is Bottega? Tell us a little bit about the background and like how it started.
So it's a family-owned boutique winery, and it's based in Treviso, Italy. So it's near Venice, actually. And they're all about quality of the product, but also about design and about sustainability. So when we talk about quality, they do their hand harvesting and not by machines, or the harvesting is done by hand and not by machines.
Right.
They're all about using the latest technology in winemaking and newest techniques. And when we talk about their design, it's obviously very distinctive, very eye-catching and iconic. And then in terms of sustainability, they have a really nice story about social responsibility for the ocean and the planets and recycling and things like that. So they're a very conscientious company as well. Right. And my personal history, as you said, my personal history with them goes back to when I was a buyer for duty free. And they first started with this grappa product in these beautiful blown glass bottles. And they would somehow magically put little airplanes inside the bottle, or they would put a heart for an engagement or an anniversary, occasional type things. They even did engagement rings like inside the bottle as part of the glass. Hi, Brooke.
Hi, Brooke. Sorry, and by the way, my mistake, because I was like getting her the correct link. I had like one letter wrong.
The only time I was like actually kind of on time, which was like 2 minutes before we press play.
But even Brooke got her little. By the way, even Brooke got her little sample of Bottega, which we're going to talk about a little bit. So you know, one of the things that a lot of people, I know, she got the big bottle of rosé. You know, but one of the things that I think that a lot of people don't understand is the difference between, because everybody goes, oh, a glass of champagne. They just assume glass of champagne. What is the difference between and people think, by the way, that Prosecco is actually a cheaper wine, but or that it's less as far as quality. Can you tell us a little bit about the difference between a champagne, a Prosecco, and a sparkling wine?
Absolutely. Well, all of those are actually sparkling wines. So any wine you have with bubbles is a sparkling wine category, right? So champagne, though, obviously comes from a very distinct region, a specific region in France, usually the northeast part of France. There's like 2 or 3 little areas where they grow the grapes for champagne and they produce it. And it's a controlled, protected environment. So people don't cannibalize and try to counterfeit the product, right?
Oh, that's interesting.
So with champagne, the winemaking process is so involved and it's very labor intensive because they do 2 fermentations. They freeze some of they actually store the bottles with the neck down, with the cork down, so that the yeast collects in the neck, and then they freeze it, and then they uncork it, and then they cork it again. They add more wine and they cork it again. So it's this huge labor-intensive process, but you get this beautiful, lovely product. We all love our glass of champagne.
Yes.
Or more than one.
It's not real easy, not feel real sparkly right now. So
there we go.
So, and of course, I'm thinking of I Love Lucy and her walking around and stopping
the grapes.
I've never done that, but I totally would.
It's
that
so tasty.
It's so tasty too.
Exactly.
But so it's much more involved than we assume, right?
Exactly. I mean, so that hence the higher price point.
Wow.
So the and then Prosecco comes from a specific region in the northeast of Italy, and that's also quite protected. And their process is, there's also a 2-step fermentation process.
Right.
And depending on the winemaker's choice of what, flavors and complexities that it wants to add, they can do so. So there's a little variation within certain rules, like you have to use a certain kind of grape and it has to be a certain percentage. Right. So our Prosecco, for example, is 100% Glera grape, and the requirement is 85% by the control board who monitors.
Yours is 100%.
And ours is 100% Glera in order to guarantee the consistency and the quality of the product that goes to market.
That's amazing, because, when you think about the fact that honestly, I didn't know these two things. First off, right off the bat. So you've already taught me more than I probably could have ever known. That champagne is because it's from a specific region in France, but Prosecco is also from a specific region in France.
And then
in Italy,
Spain
right?
has
in Italy. Sorry, in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know that. So does that mean sparkling wine is from other regions in let's say the California sparkling wine, so to speak? Is that like kind of a umbrella term?
So they could make their sparkling wines in Napa Valley or Australia or wherever in the same style as champagne, and using similar methods, give or take some of the steps. But they can't call it champagne and they can't call it Prosecco unless it comes from those regions. They can't call it Cava unless it comes from Spain.
See,
listen, this is not apple juice.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
She's already trying the product. But seriously, I didn't even know that. I mean, I knew because I've heard in the past, like champagne comes from a very specific place in France, but I didn't know that Prosecco was from a specific area in Italy, and I didn't also know that sparkling wines was kind of an umbrella concept for all the rest. I mean, because that means to me that Prosecco is actually an elevated form of this particular product already.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And Bottega positions themselves in more of a premium category. So it's not meant to be a mass market. Like see out there.
Yeah, I don't feel off the shelf right now. I'll tell you that.
Well, but everybody sees the gold bottle and immediately goes, I know that bottle. They don't always know the name behind the bottle, but they immediately recognize the gold bottle. Is the gold bottle like trademarked, or is it protected somehow? Is it just yours?
I'm so glad you asked that, because yes, they did patent that metallicizing method of treating the glass, which is recyclable, by the way.
Looks like this.
But exactly. But there are some copycats out there too, and so there are steps being made to protect the Bottega copyright on that, or trademark on it.
So the gold bottle is actually trademarked. Like
I don't know if it's patented. What do you call that? But yes, that treatment, the metallic treatment, is trademarked.
So that would apply to the rose gold as well.
Correct.
Ah,
I love that.
Have
interesting.
There's a bottle of gin behind me that. Oh wait.
Is it missing?
The copper one.
Is it missing now? Is that what you're saying? Is the bottle of
I don't have that
right?
on the Christmas tree.
I'm just saying, did it disappear somewhere randomly before the show? I'm just saying.
So they use the copper tone for that one. So it's really just a beautiful process, and it makes it very distinctive. So
what did you say about recycling? Because you said something about it's totally recyclable, and when I see a gold metallic on a bottle, I don't immediately think, oh yeah, that's a recyclable product. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like there's probably a lot of chemicals and processes that go into this, but I'm assuming that I'm wrong on this.
Yes, I don't know the science behind it specifically, but the glass, these bottles are definitely for the recycling bin.
That's amazing.
They're really
I mean,
pretty. I wouldn't recycle it.
Right?
Right?
Some people keep them and use them to decorate their tables. Yeah, you can put a candle in the top. I don't know, but yeah, you could get creative with them. They make really stunning decor as well.
Marcy, did you have a question?
I actually had someone comment on my social media today because I put a picture of these out last night and this morning. And I had somebody who inquired about maybe doing some hand calligraphy on these, great for a, for a party favor or for place cards so that guests can find their way to their tables. It's just a stunning, stunning way to, present these to your guests.
Keith, don't get any ideas, darling.
Too late.
150 bottles.
Too late. Too late.
But you're right. They could be personalized. I love that idea. That's a really
Tell me a little bit more, because now, of course, my brain went on that.
It's our Petalo Moscato, and it's Il Vino dell'Amore, the wine of love. And it's a totally gorgeous, romantic bottle because it's got a beautiful pink rose on the front. So it's perfect for weddings because you can do a toast with it. It's sparkling. It's a little bit on the sweet side. So it's a very universal, easily drinkable thing to toast with. So
is that
really
something?
gorgeous.
Is that something that's related to Moscato d'Asti?
Exactly, but it's just the Bottega version.
Okay, so tell me.
So similar
you
grape, similar
kind of
blend.
So you
No,
all
it's
just
perfect.
well, no, you all just spoke a foreign language to me. What is
Asti
that?
is another region in Italy. Asti
Okay.
is its own winemaking or own region in Italy, and we were just there like 2 weeks ago. So
But what is
cool.
the beginning of what she said? Moscata? Did you say?
Moscato?
Sorry.
Yeah. What does that
Which
mean?
is a wine. It's a grape, correct?
Correct. That's the grape varietal,
Okay,
It's
and
sweeter.
Then it's a sweeter version.
or as
of
they
might-
say in
I
the
might
business,
talk
off
about
dry.
off dry. So how do they go through the process of picking these grapes? So I'm assuming you said that they were protected, right, in this region of Italy. Is there a process of quality control, so to speak, of the grapes
Yes.
before they even get to that process?
Absolutely. And in fact, right now is the harvest. So it's happening like early to mid-September. So this is going to be a stellar year because they've had some very cool nights recently and very warm, sunny days. So the more the grapes stress out, the better wine they produce at the end of the day.
Wow.
So
It's like working 9 to 5 and taking a nap.
I was about to say, I don't know
Exactly.
if I'm better if I'm stressed out. I'm just saying.
So yeah, we all benefit in the end.
I'm
If I
just
was,
saying.
I'm not anymore.
I'm just saying, if you stress me out, I don't know if I have a better product, but okay.
I've seen you work very well under pressure, Keith. So
I'm just saying,
in them at angles, so the cork is down and it collects all the yeast and the particles that do the magical things in the bottles, right?
Yeah.
And then they can freeze those necks, and they then pop out. They express out the frozen mass,
Right.
and they put some more liquid in there and then recork it. So that's why it's so hugely complicated and such an expensive product. But Prosecco doesn't have to go through nearly all that drama.
good, because it sounded disgusting.
Well, I was just like,
The less you know, the better sometimes.
I'm sorry.
Bottle
It just-
upside down, and I'm
I
like,
know.
no,
I'm
do that.
sorry. It just
And they turn it a little
just
bit at a
sounded-
time.
exactly, and then
It's so hot right now. Trust
You
me.
gather,
It's hard work.
you gather all the yeast and all the particles. I'm like, oh, gross. Okay,
It does sound gross.
I'm really, really, really glad. Well, the company's been around since 1977, but it's been in the family for I'm assuming generations. Can you tell us
Yes.
a little bit about the history of Bottega on that side?
Being based in that region,
Yeah.
everybody is in the wine business. So Sandro's dad was a grower and in the trade as well. And then, Sandro took the business. And like I told you, I knew him from probably 20 years ago in the duty-free industry. And when he started with Grappa, and I've just watched him grow the company and expand the product range and develop new products and really stunning products. And he's won tons of awards. And in fact, if you Google Prosecco, the Bottega Gold comes up as one of the top searches.
Right.
So it was a really easy yes to say to become their brand ambassador after feeling like I've watched the brand grow up. And now it's the number 2 sparkling wine in travel retail globally. So all the airports and the airlines that you see it in.
Oh,
So
wow.
so they've really carved out a nice niche for themselves, and it's very well known.
All right, so let's try this, right? Everybody's got the little
Oh, you
bottle,
ready?
right? Let's try this, right? So I have a cute little thing that I, put on Instagram. So,
That is super cute.
And I actually have a champagne flute, but it's babe.
You're like, babe, give me my champagne
I'm
flute.
like, I'm gonna use this while I get ready, and then when we go on air, I'll be all cute with little bottles of nice glasses, and then
All right, so we pour a little bit of this in, yeah.
Well, first I'm going to point out to you that on the little gold bottle, shall we start with the gold? Do you want to do this all together?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's this paper seal on it. That is the seal from the control board, essentially,
Right.
in the Prosecco region. So you'll see this on Chianti bottles because they have their own control board. So you know that it's a legitimate Prosecco. It's not counterfeit. It comes from the classic area of where Prosecco is produced.
Gotcha.
So that's a good sign of quality. That you love to see that when you're buying your Prosecco.
Love it. All right, so we pour a little bit, and then so what should we expect when we pour this?
So the first thing you do is you look at the beautiful straw yellow color
Right.
in the glass as the light comes through.
Gorge.
And then you see the very fine, persistent little bubbles.
Love
the
it.
perlage, as they like to say. So you get a really pretty color. And then when you smell it, you get, you tell me what you get.
I get
Very
Everybody's
pretty.
different.
Very pretty.
fruit,
Like
citrus, pear, yeah.
Citrus.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Very good. Very good.
yeah.
And
yeah,
a little bit floral, a little bit
Yeah.
like flowers.
Yeah, yeah. Nice. It's nice. It's beautiful. And you know what? It's the fact that you even talked about the little bubbles that continuously go through. I've never really paid attention to that.
The
and
persistence is important.
it is. And
And by the way,
yeah,
if I may,
yes,
you
please.
don't want to drink, if somebody gives you like a 5-year-old Prosecco, run away. No, thank you very much. You don't want this. You want a fresh product. You want it to be, 12 to 18, maybe 2 years. Sorry, 12 to 18 months or maybe 2 years, but
Maximum.
not more than that.
So
Exactly.
So what they call a young wine
old
or a
was that?
young.
Yeah, so it doesn't make sense. It doesn't mean that like an aged wine doesn't make it better. It's you want it fresh.
Exactly. Exactly.
Gotcha.
Oh yes,
It's important for this.
yes. I was going to say, please clarify that. Coming from a background of opening bars throughout the United States of America for a hot moment,
Right.
5 years.
So one of the,
I taste some little tiny bit of spice at the end and the finish.
Very good, Marcy. Wow. Yes,
at
there
that.
definitely are spices on the finish, and it's very soft in the mouthfeel, right?
Right.
And elegant. It's got
It
a nice
feel-
balanced acidity.
it feels light,
Yes. You could drink that all day.
right?
Yeah,
You
well, I
could
have a sweet all time, too, Marcy.
Not just for rosé either, right?
Right.
You could do Prosecco all day.
well, that's what I'm
Definitely
saying.
is lighter.
Yeah,
and it
but
goes
that's
with everything.
It really does, but I mean, when I say light, I mean it feels lighter than like a champagne
Mhm.
would be, right? Like a champagne, I
Exactly.
feel like I get 1 or 2 glasses, I'm done. Like, okay,
Fluffy.
Heavy. It's a
On to the
heavier
next thing.
feel. Yes.
You're exactly
It's almost
right.
like calories, like in a way.
Well, it does have low sugar. So this is a brut wine. So it has the
Really?
lowest sugar content.
Okay.
Exactly.
Oh my God. So it's better for your waist and you can drink it all day? What?
Honey, I can help you with justifications all day long. Yeah.
That's why I got the big pink one, huh?
Exactly.
The other thing I really like about the bottles, I mean, even the cap is very unique. It's different than just having, it is a screw top because it's a single serve.
Exactly
But I love
right.
the fact that
Yes,
it
just
gives you
figured
that
out.
like but it gives you that look of having like a cork, even though it's not a cork.
Exactly.
Well-
So you
Trying to
still
figure
get
out
a
how
good
to open
seal.
but cork is endangered at the moment. So, that's one of the big things right now is that more and more companies are going to screw tops.
Yes.
So that doesn't mean it's not an indicator of quality anymore because
that's very true.
Well, that's more of a convenience, really, if you think about it.
I know, like it's easier to like screw it off.
You don't need
Throw on the go, yeah.
the corkscrew, and it is a very simple way.
Rosé popped just easy. It was just seamless. So like, done. I was like, wow.
So what is the proper
What
is the proper temperature to serve a prosecco at? Like, I know that's varied, and I mean we're probably getting into the fa moment, but if you're a bride or a groom out there and you're wanting to serve this gorgeous gold bottle to your guests, what is the proper temperature to really serve it at, kind of in a general sense? Like, where do you want it to be?
The good news is that you don't want it to be super ice cold, because it like, the best way I can describe it is it tightens up and it's almost like water, right? So you don't get the full effect of the flavor and the complexity and the even the texture that you're supposed to get. So it doesn't have to be ice cold. I want to say, I was told in Celsius, I think it's like 6 degrees Celsius or something. It's not super freezing. So I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. I should have checked that out.
No, but you know what? It makes me happy because that means that it's okay if it sits on the table while we're waiting for people to do their toast, because people are long-winded. They're and you're like, okay, I really want to get to drink my prosecco here. Hello, and it takes multiple minutes, but it's nice to sit here that it's actually going to be better, right? With a little bit of wait time
and really show its character.
Oh, I love that. I just love that.
You don't know what you don't know, and now you know.
I exactly. So what's the difference between the gold and the rosé? What when you see these two bottles, obviously they're very different visually because they're both very pretty. But what makes a rosé? Yeah, what makes a rosé a rosé?
So you'll notice on this bottle, there's no tag. There's no DOC seal. Right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
That's because even though it's a sparkling wine, it is not a prosecco.
Oh.
This is made from a Pinot Noir, or Pinot Nero, as the Italians say, the Pinot Nero grape. So it can't make any claims to being prosecco. It's just a sparkling. Exactly. It's just
so it's a sparkling wine.
Like it does.
Exactly.
So does that mean every time you see a rosé that it's a sparkling wine? It's not a champagne.
So there are Proseccos that have the Glera grape. Remember, we go back to the core grape for Prosecco is Glera. So if they use 85% Glera and then put some Pinot Noir in there or any other kind of grape that they want, then we can call it Prosecco, as long as it's 85%.
Yeah, but the taste would be weird. Never mind.
Well, not with the right blender.
I'm just saying, personal opinion. But but if this is not a true prosecco, this is more considered a rosé sparkling wine.
Correct.
Lovely. Correct. Okay, got it. Gotcha. All right, so we're gonna uncork it, so to speak. We're gonna pour it. We're gonna see the same things that we saw with the gold, meaning the bubblies will continue, right?
Yes. The very fine, like delicate little bubbles that will persist. The color is brilliant, but it's a soft pale pink. So it's even the color is sparkly. If you look beyond the bubbles and you just look at the color, it's a beautiful color.
Beautiful.
And I think the nose is a little more intense on this one.
I smell like berry.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, it smells like
strawberry or
mixed berries, currants,
almost like a wildflower kind of feel.
Wild strawberries.
Yeah. Wow. And this is the thing is that it feels really lovely to be talking on this show and to be off and smell our little glass. I don't think enough of us take the time to really appreciate a good quality Prosecco, champagne, or sparkling wine, right? I think that we're all like, oh, toast. All right, good.
Exactly.
Let's move on. But I love the idea of being able to give your guest an elevated experience without having to give them an elevated price point.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna put that out there.
It's a much more accessible price point compared to champagne. And this you can pair with lots of different things. It's great for an aperitif or an after dinner drink. It's great for a cheese course, vegetarian, sushi, all kinds of things, can this will flow very nicely.
Something the guests will remember and talk about, kind of like the cake and
I didn't even think about it.
Was bad.
Yeah, right. I didn't even think about champagne, prosecco. This kind of prosecco with I can't say that sparkling wine with sushi. FYI.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
This is very soft, very beautiful.
Isn't that lovely?
Multi-purpose cleaner, like it kind of does everything. I feel like. I kind of just drank the big bottle already, but I'm just saying.
I'm going to quote you on that for the website.
That's awesome.
I'll give you the credit.
A 4-minute wait.
But one of the things that when I talk to clients about prosecco or champagne, or a lot of them I immediately defer to the word champagne. And when they think sparkling wine, they think, that's my boxed wine version of champagne. But that's no longer the truth nowadays. I mean,
you're so right. There, it's one of the fastest growing wine categories in the country right now, and in the U.S. I mean, it's probably got greater popularity in Europe, but in the United States, it's definitely on people's radar and getting more and more out there on the shelves, as they say.
Well, and not only does it have the beautiful bottle, and I think that Prosecco. I feel like Bottega did a beautiful job because marketing wise, people obviously went, "Oh, gold bottle. Let me have the gold bottle." But then they open it and they're like, "Oh wait, this is actually good shit.
It's actually good stuff." Exactly.
It's pretty. It tastes great. It's serviceable. I mean, it's kind of like an all-in-one kind of, like a multi-purpose. Like I said, all-in-one. Like it's all the components are there.
It is.
I'm sold.
But I feel like it's accessible to everybody. You don't have to be a wine connoisseur. You don't have to be somebody that is like puff, 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 right? To really enjoy it and I don't want to say accept it. God, where's that word come from? But to enjoy the how
to embrace it, right?
To embrace it. Thank you. You know what I mean? I mean, this is one of those things.
Yeah.
I mean, this is perfect for like mimosas. I mean, can you imagine?
It makes great cocktails, Aperol spritzes,
Bellini.
as Keith knows now, and all kinds of Bellinis.
Bellinis.
Yeah.
In fact, they work with Cipriani on their Bellini in a bottle.
Wait,
so that's Bottega wine. When you go to Cipriani in New York, or I guess Cipriani everywhere, Bottega makes that mixture.
And so for people who don't know who Cipriani is, tell a little bit about like.
Cipriani is a restaurant chain, and actually Harry's Bar in Venice, I think, was where it originated from, and that's where they invented the Bellini, which is prosecco with peach nectar. Or peach juice, and it's delightful.
Wow,
it's delightful.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
lovely, that's lovely.
Well, okay, so we were in New Orleans, and there's a place down there that, and I've of course I've completely gone blank on the hotel name, but it was like gin, prosecco, a little peach nectar in it, and it's a very specific cocktail. And I think you and I talked about this a little bit, because Bottega isn't just sparkling wine anymore, right?
Correct.
They're branching out to other things. What are the other things that they're branching out into?
So they have actually the roots being in grappa. They moved into the sparkling wine prosecco category. They have still wines. They have a gin. They have vodka. They have all kinds of beautiful products. They have an Amarone. They have a limoncino. Oh, I'm pointing to the wrong side because I'm looking at myself. But so there's all kinds of liqueurs.
Oh, you
like
have me a
liqueurs.
limoncino.
You have a limoncino.
Exactly.
All right, I'm enlarging you again because I want to see this limoncino. Where is the limoncino?
Can you show us
it's over
behind
here.
you? Like, what are the differences? Like, I see you have two different variations on either side.
Yeah. So on your left, there's multiple colored bottles,
Yes.
And on your right, it looks like you have like gin, limoncello, and a couple of different varieties of the champagne. So starting on your left, tell us a little bit about these multiple colored bottles that we're seeing.
Okay, so this is the Academia range. Oh, see, I did it again.
Yes.
Okay. It's so confusing watching myself like a reflection.
I wish I would have had notes if I was there.
I love it.
So the Academia line was inspired by Venetian glass and the beautiful colors of Venetian glass and the history and culture from Venice. So you can they've created a rainbow, literally a rainbow of Prosecco. You can buy a mixed case and get every single one of these colors in it. And they also have a black and a white bottle. So for formal events, for example, the black and white is absolutely stunning. You can match this to one of the big promotions we're doing right now is for the NFL team parties. So you can buy the bottles in your team colors. You can buy a case of blue and a case of gold if you want.
Oh my God. I mean, talk about
my goodness.
marketing for
Black
your
and
wedding.
white is elegant.
No, I'm just saying. Wedding colors, like, oh my God.
Can you
People would go
imagine
crazy.
big Super Bowl parties, huh? With that.
Oh,
Exactly. And the display, the presentation is so stunning. You can do red and green for Christmas or Valentine's Day.
it's gorgeous.
Or, do the red bottle. So, or you can match it to your wedding colors.
Oh,
Right.
As Keith and I talked about.
Right. And actually I'm going to, for this wedding that I'm doing at the Ritz-Carlton, we're doing this. We're going to do a whole display of these gorgeous Venetian glass visuals that you've talked about with these Prosecco, because I think it's just stunning and nobody's done it. That's the thing. And I'm going to light it from behind. I'm going to make sure that visually, like it's a thing when people walk in, they're like, wow, that's cool. And
I
then
know
they
you'll
get
make it a showstopper.
well, and then they get to drink it later.
Hello.
I mean,
The added bonus.
and then on the other side, what do you have on the other side?
On the other side, let's see if I can reach this without another breakage. So this is the gin that I was telling you about. It's 100% Italian products. So like the juniper is from Tuscany, the waters from the Alps, the lemons are from Sicily. So it's and the copper bottle, obviously they've done the same metallic treatment as the Prosecco products, but they it's inspired by the ancient Greeks who used to store medicines in copper bottles to preserve them. And it kept them fresh. Exactly. So it's a little nod to that, and Bakur is the name of this gin, and that is the name for copper in Italian.
See?
A little syphilis, if you will.
I'm just saying, now I'm bilingual.
You get a language lesson as well. Here you go. We got it all.
Right. And then the limoncello, right? The limoncello is, that looks amazing. Yeah, limoncello, sorry.
It's a beautiful, really cool bottle. I don't know if you can see how skinny
how pretty
the bottle is, right? And
Beautiful.
then
that's a beautiful bottle.
it's really stunning. And it's when you taste this product, you go, wow, that really tastes like lemons. And
I can put that on my purse.
I know, exactly. Well, I was actually thinking about like combining it with a sorbet. There is a company here in South Florida called Frost 321 that uses nitrogen to freeze right and into a sorbet, and I think that would be fantastic.
That would be delicious.
Like a lemon sorbet with that limoncello. Oh my god!
Cannolis,
Like
the
lemon
cannolis we had together, Keith, had the cream was infused with limoncello.
I have to tell you, that dinner was amazing. So FYI, everybody that's listening to us, I actually, Carolyn had invited me over to this amazing dinner that was paired with all these products. And of course, it was like right after that, Brooke, you and I were at that beach wedding where we were there from like 5:30 in the morning on the beach all the way until 10 o'clock at night, and I had to leave because I was all like heat stroked and stuff. So this was literally the next day. So I was like completely like, oh my god, and it still was amazing. It was amazing. I mean, it was just freaking fantastic, and it produced things that I would have like. I had an experience that I would not
caught
have
you by surprise, if you will.
It really did. But one of the things is that would be something that was very easy for you, me, or somebody else to be able to do with their friends and family, because it paired easily with items or menus that we could easily produce ourselves, and then we look like a rock star because we're like, add this to this,
Exactly.
So It was amazing. So
what I like about it is the there's not a super strict temperature like on it. So like, honey, she travels basically. She's a traveler.
I love that.
You don't really have to concentrate so much on like and I'm sure there's good guidelines. But,
because it feels
it
feels elevated, but not out of reach. Let me put it that way.
It's
it feels
very
elevated,
accessible.
right, but not out of reach. So besides the limoncello, what you have wine? Is that what I see there next to it?
Yes. So the Amarone was the red that we drank with our dinner, Keith.
Love it.
Yeah, this is a big little higher alcohol content, made in the Valpolicella region. And they actually dry the grapes. Once they pick them, they lay them out and they dry them. So they're almost all the water comes out of them. Water comes out of them.
Right.
And then they rehydrate when they put them in the tanks to ferment. So it's a more intense flavor and like I said, a little higher alcohol content and a really beautiful, sophisticated wine.
What's the alcohol content on that?
I want to say it's
I'm like Marcy. Hello.
16.
Ooh, 16 is high.
16%. Yeah, the Prosecco is like 11.
That's better than that present apple toilet.
I'm like, girl, it's not vodka. Don't get excited.
In college, I made wine. I made 14% wine. I had the highest alcohol content in my whole class.
Wait, did you do like the bathtub wine that they used to do? Do you remember that? Oh my God, my mother did that at one point.
Oh, you're talking about where you display it in the bathtub?
No. My mother actually made bathtub wine.
My father used to make wine from grapes.
Oh my God, it was
amazing,
but not in the tub.
Not in the tub.
But it produces like 6 ounces. You'd have this like huge vat of grapes, and it came out with 6 ounces. It was
exactly.
I'm really good at math, kids. Remember that.
But
it's not a problem.
But 16 ounces, and the thing is that at 16%, I mean, it didn't feel like that. I mean, it's something that you would drink slowly with dinner.
Exactly.
It was meant to
be savored. Absolutely right.
She's a creeper.
She is actually. You know what? It is actually one of those things that catches up with you. You're like, whoa, okay, hello.
Hence, I was actually on time today.
So right, exactly. So Bottega started off with Prosecco, and they've slowly developed into these other spirits. Is it a natural progression? Because obviously it feels right. I mean, are they ever going to get into like rum or vodka or these other, or tequila into these other products, or are they sticking to what they've gotten at this point?
They actually do produce vodka, and it's not available in the U.S. yet. But
Look, everybody's eyes got big. They're like, what?
Yes, I went.
It's a beautiful product.
Like,
exactly.
Potatoes, girl. It's over there. You can't take it.
What is it called, by the way? If you can't get it in the United States, what is it called elsewhere?
Well, I have to go look at it. Yeah, it's Bottega vodka.
Bottega vodka, beautiful.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll take Bottega vodka.
Exactly. I don't know when it's going to be available here, but I might know somebody who can hook you up with some.
Oh gosh, maybe. So those little. I'm going to go back to the little bottles because I'm all about the visuals. Obviously, we've talked about the flavor. We've talked about the accessibility. Here we've got a product that everybody would love to take part of. The visuals that you have behind you, I'm looking at your website and I see like gold, rosé, white gold, black, right? Stella, which looks like a gorgeous blue.
Correct.
I mean, these are, some stunning colors, FYI.
Exactly.
And to be able to combine them, are they readily accessible locally?
Not yet. Not all of the variations. So what you see here behind me is all available right now in stock, thanks to Palm Bay Imports, and in South Florida, or all of Florida actually, Southern Wine and Spirits is the main distributor.
Right.
So you all know those guys. So people, if you're in the trade, contact your Southern rep. They can help you get any of these products. And then you can also buy, in terms of retail, you can buy the gold Prosecco at Publix, select Publix.
Which is crazy, Total by Wine. The way. FYI. I mean, no offense. If I go to Publix, I'm like, oh, do I? Oh, look, gold bottle done.
As long as you come to Publix before you come over here, darling. I'm fine. You know, it's 2 blocks away, baby.
You know, I mean, the thing is that to be able to purchase a high quality Prosecco for your event at Publix means.
I was gonna say, to have that available in the grocery.
Does that feel a little like? You know, but I mean, there's that moment of, am I really getting a really high quality product here at Publix? But I think that I feel like your founders, your management want to be able to get to everybody, be able to provide a high quality product to as many people as possible. And this is one way to do it.
That's what
so it's very highly accessible. Where else is it available?
Yeah.
It's actually, and just to let you know, in my Publix, it's actually locked behind a glass little cabinet. So
As
you can't just grab it. So yeah, so it is treated rather respectfully at my Publix. So.
As it should be. I'm just saying, as it should be.
You can also buy it at Total Wine.
Oh, I love Total Wine.
The gold and the rose gold are available at Total Wine and the Academia.
By the way, if you're an event planner out there and you are a member of Total Wine, they will actually take back product that is not open. So in case you need to purchase product for a wedding that is in somebody's backyard, they will actually take back the product that is unused and unopened, and it's amazing. Seriously,
that is nice.
That's a gift. That's a beautiful gift right there.
No, seriously, they're a great partner for event planners and people out there, because there have been many times that I've had to buy 18 cases of vodka and we use 9, and they're like, oh, no, bring back 9. It's fine. It's good.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so it really helps.
3 on up on my refrigerator. I don't get it. I told you I was gonna, man.
She's like, go ahead, Marcy.
These little single serve size. Mm-hmm. What colors are there available?
Yeah.
In the U.S., it's the 2 that you have. So it's the gold and the rose gold.
And there may be an opportunity in the future, but we're not talking about that, right? Okay.
And there's also a bronze.
There's no secrets on this show. Are you kidding me?
What about the black and white bottle? I could have sworn I saw a black and white bottle, right? No?
It's so perfect. Yes, I don't have them here, but they can be ordered. You can definitely get them. And like we said, they're perfect for formal weddings, any formal event, really.
What is the product, though, inside the black and white bottle?
It's the same as the Academia. So it's also a Prosecco. It's a little bit lower price point than the gold. The gold has a little more complexity to the process, but in the resulting wine as well. So the Academia is a little bit lower price point and much easier to buy for events. Yes.
See, I wouldn't have thought that, because I love the idea of a black and white bottle, because it goes really great with weddings and doing that kind of thing. But the fact that it's a lower price point kind of surprises me, but I don't feel like it's a lower quality product.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. No, and that's
like how you have a really bad product and you have to put a bunch of an umbrella and a fruit and a whole buffet around it to try to sell it.
Like lipstick.
You literally can put it in a glass by itself and it's done.
What do you say about that to people that feel like the bottle's too fancy? I mean, there are people that
is there such a thing?
I was gonna say.
I know.
Can we be too fancy?
Can we add some rhinestones?
It can never be too fancy.
I don't think so. I'm with you, Marcy. I don't think.
Well, because everybody wants to have sparkling wine, Prosecco, champagne of some sort involved with their event, but they don't always put a lot of thought into the process. Many hotels provide it. They say, oh, we'll provide a champagne toast. And everybody goes, oh, yay. I got this little bitty, warm, lukewarm, gross little thing in the bottom,
Well, honey, that's old school program marketing now.
Right.
But if you don't move on from that, and obviously, clearly, we have here today, here, this is the shift. This is what should be happening. This is what should have happened.
But this is the thing, is that everybody, we're now getting into the world of that more and more couples are about the experience of their guests. They are reducing their guest size because they want to increase the guest experience. I mean, I have weddings that were originally supposed to be 250 people that are now 80 people. And what are they doing? They're increasing the number of courses. Yes, they're increasing the spend because they want to have that kind of elevated experience that their guests go, wow, But I feel like
be drinking, be
Memorable.
well, honey.
yeah, but I feel like Bottega is a natural fit into this because
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't really add to the price point at the end of the day.
And what they've done is created an opportunity for a catering manager or an event planner to provide an extra level of service by saying, here's this gorgeous product and here it's affordable and, it's going to make a stunning impact. And so I think you hit the nail on the head again, Keith.
Look at me. See, look at that. Full circle. I'm just saying, full circle. All right. So I'm going to go to you specifically because you and I have been friends for a really long time at this point. I mean, it's crazy that, it's been almost a decade. I'm just saying. I know. It's a little crazy. So, yeah, thank you for being on the show. You added to our, by the way, added to our being part of, I just love it. You elevated our show because Bottega. Right.
Well, I'm super honored that you had me on, and I can't be more grateful for the opportunity. So thank you.
But the thing is, here, so the reason I'm going in this direction because we're facing all sorts of crazy shortages in the United States. I mean, everything from microchips for cars to paper for invitations. Are you seeing the same kind of issue of flowers? Are you seeing the same kind of issues when it comes to Prosecco, wines, distribution, that kind of thing?
I think I know that Bottega's factory is bottling 24/7. They're in constant motion. Yes. But it's freight is taking a little bit longer these days. So you do have to order a little further ahead for sure to make sure that your time on the ocean is booked, in advance and that you stick to that shipping schedule because they can't just keep pushing forward the container shipments. So that's definitely been impacted. Right. So it's all about, planning ahead and timing. If you give it the right amount of time, you'll be able to get the product. At least I'm not seeing any massive shortages yet.
Well, because that's one of the things is that, we're running into these like stopgaps with planning, and it would be nice to have at least one thing that I could say
that they can rely on.
We're going to order this and done. It's going to be here on time. I mean, I literally just today, I'm like having to scramble for canvas bags because the ones that I ordered, 4 weeks ago, they're like, sorry, the fabric is defective. What? You telling me the day before? Okay, come on. Right. So the bottle process that you guys do for the gold, how does that happen? Where do these bottles come from? Because you talked about the fact that they're recyclable, but where did this come from? How did it develop, and how did they do it?
So, well, I can't speak to the science behind it. I don't really understand the whole scientific process behind it, the technical process, but I've seen them on the bottling line, and it's a thing to behold when you see all these gold bottles like little soldiers going on the line and getting the cork and getting the foil wrap around the top and then being checked by a human who's on that line watching every bottle to ensure there's no scratches or anything wrong with the presentation. And then it moves down the conveyor and it gets packed into cases of 6, and it's like ready to go. So it's an amazing process. I don't know enough about the science behind it to tell you about the bottle, the metallic part of the bottle, but it's pretty stunning.
Oh my God.
If someone is visiting Italy and they wanted to go on a tour of Bottega, are they open to the public to go?
They don't get, I think, quite a lot. They do a lot of corporate tours and private tours and things like that. So yes, if you contacted them ahead of time, you can't just pop in, but if you contacted them ahead of time, we could probably arrange something.
Okay.
I love it.
My wheels are turning.
I know.
Right? Let's go. Pack your bags. Let's go.
My brain's turning. Carolyn, I mean, it has been an awesome conversation about Bottega and about Prosecco in general. So we're going to have a quick commercial break for one of our sponsors, and then we're going to come back for Behind the Veil, our little After the Veil. I hope you join us. Yeah, are you staying on?
Thank you. I'd love to. Yes, if you'll have me, I'd love to stay.
Love it. All right.
It's too much fun.
I know it's too much fun. All right. So a quick word from our sponsor, and we'll be right back.
More than just entertainment, we understand the importance of the entire wedding day celebration. From the moment you select the date until the day of the celebration, we are there to provide you and your family with the peace of mind you deserve. Mike Sipe Entertainment Events and Productions has been providing entertainment and production nationwide for over 30 years. Our company motto is your day, your way. And our mission is to provide our clients with the most unforgettable entertainment experience while promoting an atmosphere of trust and togetherness. Learn more at themikesipe.com.
Welcome back, everybody. All right, so this, we started doing After the Veil because a lot of the conversations that we were having were happening after we turned off the cameras because, the pressure was off, so to speak. We were like, okay, we're off subject. And this is an opportunity for you to talk about something that, personal to you. Is there something that like a personal project or something that you're really proud of? I know that you're all about Pug Nation. By the way, Carolyn has the most gorgeous pugs. Oh my God, her dogs are the best. I just love her dogs. But
ridiculous. Yes, they make us laugh every day. They're sequestered in the bathroom and in their dog run area right now because they want to be the stars of your show.
Oh my God. And I've sent her like little random stuff over the years, like little Pug Nation.
The pillows. It's all about the glitter, the pug glitter. It's not fur, it's pug glitter.
That's right. I said it's not glitter, it's pug hair, but it's all about the glitter. Yeah, exactly. But is there a not-for-profit or a charity that you're involved in that this would be an opportunity for you to talk about, or something that you're really into? I mean, I'm kind of throwing you on the spot because we didn't talk about this ahead of time, FYI. So I know it's like, what?
And now I'm thinking I should be doing more. I think we always feel like that, right? So I have my, obviously our pugs are rescues. And so we believe firmly in adopting and not shopping. Yeah. So, and we do obviously donate to Pug Rescue of Florida, which is near and dear to us. But
is that a thing? Pug, what is it called again?
Oh, there are specific pug rescues all over the country and it's mostly kind of older, more senior dogs, that get turned in because people either can't deal with the health issues later in their life or, something happens to the owners and they have a hard time rehoming these dogs. So they're fabulous rescues all around specifically for pugs.
And where did you get yours? You said you got them from a specific place. What was it?
Pug Rescue of Florida.
Pug Rescue of Florida. Oh, love it. Okay.
But there's definitely more than one.
Oh my God. What about you, Marcy? Anything that any nonprofit, anything that you're like really like focused on recently?
I'm very focused at this point. I mean, there's a lot of things that I kind of gravitate towards, but right now my focus is Tunnel for Towers. I think they provide a great Tunnel for Towers.
Yeah. What is it?
They are the 9/11 Foundation because they found that there was such a need for people to receive funds for the illnesses and such. And I think it's like something like a very high percentage of the money that is collected goes straight to the bottom line. So in other words, there's not a big overhead, whereas there's a lot of other foundations out there that do take a high percentage. And that's why I'm very proud to be a big supporter of Tunnel for Towers right now.
Nice.
Love that. Well, I'm really a big fan right now. So Kelly Murphy is on the board, who is the owner of Events on the Loose and has been a big supporter of our event industry here in South Florida. She is on the board of Feeding South Florida, amazing not-for-profit that has done amazing stuff over the last couple of years, especially when more and more people were, without food. They have an app called Meal Connect, FYI. So if you're out there and you have, and let's say you work for a hotel, you can download this app called Meal Connect, super easy. And then all you have to do is just let them just on your phone, click, 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 that you've had this big event and there's a bunch of food left over, and they will come and pick it up for you and then redistribute it for people that are in need. I mean, it's just amazing.
That's amazing.
Don't you hate seeing food go to waste?
Yes.
Only 100 people show up out of 300.
Feeding South Florida is one of my others.
Where can I donate this to? So
that's
awesome.
Amazing job.
But seriously, there's so many great, awesome organizations here in South Florida. And I think that what has happened over the last couple of years because of COVID is that we've gotten a little bit more focused about, what are the things that are really, truly important to us versus, you know, the dollar bill, so to speak. You know, so Feeding South Florida, like the Pug Nation. I keep saying Pug Nation. Oh my God.
That's okay.
I just feel like that's such a fabulous. Like I have like all these like little pugs running up and kissy, because I've never seen a grumpy pug. I've never seen a grumpy pug. Have you ever seen a grumpy pug? No.
They have so much personality. They're adorable.
Oh my God, they're crazy. What about you, Brooke? Is there a like not-for-profit that you're involved in that you were like, oh, you know, let me give them a little shout out?
There was one of the hugest and largest, and there was a book and a book tour that, you know, my other best friend and boss founded and sponsored. But we're gonna just do this right here because we're not gonna talk about that. So these match clink clink clink.
Oh God, look at her. Oh, okay. So she look at her. She's filling up our Telly Award. So by the way, FYI, so she the other day she said, and this is just on the side. So the other day she's like, hey, by the way, can you bring by the Telly Award? I just want to look at it. I just want to see it. I don't have it here anymore. I don't know where it went. I have no idea what happened to it.
How does that go? Like 90% of the law, plus my name's on it too at the very bottom now. But that's fine. But like, you can't really get it.
Oh
but no, I know ours is coming in. We actually did an agreement that like Keith kept it for a week, then Marcy got it, then I got it, and then I had to go back to Keith. But
oh my God,
so generous to make sure we all had our own.
Oh my God! Yeah, so it totally disappeared.
I do want to go back to Feeding South Florida for just a moment because
of course,
that's another one of mine as well. If you are someone who you can't afford to put money out, you can always donate your time. They do have a food bank there that people can go, and we've done it before where you go and you help do can sorting, and they have so many other opportunities that are available to you, whether you want to pay, do some money or if you want to do your time. But it's a great facility, especially here to support our local environment for the homeless and
by the way, it's super clean because when I went and volunteered, I had this moment of like, where am I going? What am I doing? Kind of like, because there's always a little bit of fear that comes into, you go into an industrial park, so to speak. It was so organized and clean, and everybody was so nice that I was just like kind of caught off guard that how like,
oh, it's beautiful,
and how big it is.
Oh my God, it's
huge.
massive. It is massive, the amount of food that comes through there. But it is so organized that you can't turn left without somebody being able to tell you like, okay, no, do this. Come over here, do that. I mean, it is amazing. So if you're going to volunteer, if this is kind of your first time getting into the volunteer world, awesome organization to be involved in because they really take care of you. They hold your hand through the entire process. It's awesome. It really is.
Very cool.
Well, if I have to pick something, I can speak about it for a hot second. I would say SunServe. Look it up. I'm not going to get into all of it right now, but like for me, SunServe, great organization.
Oh yes, right. SunServe,
because this is a whole other show. But SunServe would be where I would put my money where my mouth is right now.
Well, and SunServe is an awesome organization because a lot of people assume that HIV/AIDS is no longer a thing because of the great drugs that are involved in being able to suppress the infection. But there are a lot of people that cannot, right? But they can't afford their medication. So SunServe goes out and makes sure that these medications are paid for and that people have access to them. And then on top of that, provide education, allow people to go after the college degrees. I mean, they
medical needs, shelter,
medical needs. Oh my God. Kids
things.
that have run away from home, that have been pushed out of their home, they bring them into and take care of them. I mean,
it's amazing.
Yes, SunServe is an awesome
plus A, all of that to the Z.
Yeah, so I know that we were talking about all the bubbly and fantastic fun things that happen in life, but there's these other organizations that we want to raise a glass to and celebrate as well. So, I am so happy. So that was
cheers to that.
Cheers, right? Oh my God, let me look at there you go.
Snatch that up.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Yay! See, champagne always appropriate. Always appropriate.
Rosé all day.
Rosé all day. Carolyn Mariani, thank you so much for being a part of Behind the Veil. I mean, it was honestly really awesome, and we just had such a good time, and you didn't make us feel stupid.
Well, you didn't make me feel as nervous as I thought I was going to be. I told you my hands have been sweaty. I'm like, so thank you. It was really fun.
Oh my
A lot
God.
of fun.
It was so much fun. And of course, Marcy Gutenberg with An Affair to Remember by Marcy, and the always gorgeous Brooke Logan Stoner. I'm Keith Willard. Thank you so much. We'll see you next Tuesday at 2 o'clock. But for now, say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye,
Again.
guys.